Joining us now, Republican Congressman from Florida, member of the Committee of Foreign Affairs, and U.S. Army vet Brian Mast. Congressman, welcome. We do want to take a break from our covering the story of the day to bring you another top story of the day. And we really want to talk to you about this. Of course, today marks the first anniversary of 13 U.S. soldiers killed in that horrible suicide bomber explosion in Kabul, Afghanistan, during the horrific and disastrous withdrawal. Today, 1 year later, we really have no accountability from the White House on this. You are a veteran. What do you have to say today for those families who still don't have answers or accountability for the deaths of their kids?
I would talk about war in this way. Sometimes in war, there's just bad luck. I've lost friends that they came across a machine gun nest and we didn't know it was there, and somebody took a spray of a round, or friends that in the dark of night, they walked around a corner and there was a tripwire and nobody could see it. It was near impossible to find it, and we had KIA. This was not bad luck. This was a bad leader, the leader being the President of the United States of America, who directly oversaw the largest operation in the history of the Afghan war, the withdrawal of all U.S. personnel from Afghanistan. That's the largest operation. He was overseeing it, failed to plan for it, didn't want to know the risks of what could happen. That's absolutely true. He didn't want to practice, didn't want to game plan things because he wanted to be ignorant of the risks. And because of the bad leadership, not because of bad luck, that's why we're mourning 13 of America's heroes.
And here's what President Biden said about it when asked if he bears any responsibility for those 13 service members who died.
Said the buck stops with you. Do you bear any responsibility for the way that things have unfolded in the last 2 weeks?
I bear responsibility for fundamentally all that's happened of late. But here's the deal. You know, I wish you'd one day say these things. You know as well as I do that the former president made a deal with the Taliban that he would get all American forces out of Afghanistan by May 1.
So his response, Congressman, was pretty much to blame his predecessor.
Yes, the president does bear responsibility. This president will never take responsibility, as we've seen. And this is an argument that we hashed out repeatedly at the time of the withdrawal. President Trump had many agreements. One of those was to look at the situation on the ground, actually have a real game plan of attack for getting out our service members, those that were carrying guns before the diplomats, instead of the idiotic way that President Biden did it, getting out our equipment instead of leaving it to make the most armed terrorist force in the history of the world now, the Taliban and Al-Qaeda, who were left all of our equipment. These were all things that President Trump had in mind to do, not President Biden. He conducted it because of politics, got out on the dates that he wanted because of politics, and then at the same time, as he was coming into office, ignored other deals that President Trump had made, like let's talk about one on our southern border, making sure that those that are trying to cross illegally into the United States of America, that they have to remain in Mexico, and the Mexican Border Patrol agents were not going to let people into America. He totally ignored that one. He went forward and decides that he doesn't bear responsibility for this one. It's shameful.
All right, Congressman Brian Mast, we are really sending a lot of love and memories to those 13 servicemen lost a year ago today during that horrible bombing in Kabul. And we really appreciate your insights and sharing your thoughts. And also thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you.